Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to continue with our discussion on one specific trade that I've been working on for quite some time now. So we're going to start our screen share, pull it up, and it's New Zealand USD. As you can see, my day time chart, we are heading back to my entry point. And it's a negative $13.25. Don't be concerned. Keep in mind that we've been working on this for quite a while now. And we have been watching it do this little movement right here. My trade is New Zealand USD, and it's a buy. The lot size is 0.01, meaning it's very small when it comes to a larger stop loss and a larger take profit. My entry price was is 0.68310. My stop loss is at the 4,000 pip size. So as I get this open for you, so you can see, sometimes you have to go into the hour to pull it up. And it is a negative 4,000 pips or $40. Not that big of a deal when you pay attention to the 517.38. It's not that big of a deal. So the stop loss is at 0.64310. And my take profit is identical to the stop loss. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 point of risk to 1 point of profit. That's what the 1-to-1 ratio means. And my take profit is, the number is 0.72310. Or as I recently stated, 4,000 pips or $40 profit. Keep in mind that this can change frequently. As you can see, as we've been talking, it's gone from 13.20 to 13.25. Still not a big deal, not that big of a deal. Considering that yesterday, 24 hours ago, this was at $12.34. 90 cents isn't that big of a deal. 900 pips isn't that big of a deal. So we're going to move back to the day because I like the higher time charts because it shows the full picture, complete, and there's no question. If you remember, not too long ago, we were looking at where the stop loss was here. Below here. It was over $28 negative. Many people panicked and many people got out of it at that time. They didn't see what I'd see. When I trade, you trade right, but you look left and you follow this time chain, this trend, as people like to call it, and you can see the ups and downs and ups and downs. You can put an extra sell in here if you wish, or an extra buy in here if you wish. I've chosen not to because with this broker, if I put too many in, my first in, first out rule comes into effect. This broker has that, FIFO. They say it's first in, first out. So if I were to put in, say, a buy right here, I would have to be in profit or lose on the first one I put in. And that doesn't always work. Just to get the second one out, once it goes into profit. Just doesn't seem to work too well. So keep in mind to keep your percentage, your margin level. Stay in control of your risk. Stay in control of where your margin level is. I keep my margin level over 2,400. I personally like to keep that. It makes it less of a risk for me. Most people say you can get down to below 100%. I wouldn't risk it because that's when brokers normally shut your accounts down. So you literally stomp out. You will see there's no trend lines, there's no indicators on this chart, because what I'm talking about is for those that are just starting. We do the trades as simple as possible so that anyone can do it. And having a naked chart, meaning no indicators, it makes it that much easier to see. That's why I go into higher time charts. The higher time charts gives me the whole story, not just a small portion of it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. The minute, there's not much there. It's not doing much. The 5 minute, still not much there. Not much of anything. The 15 minute, we're starting to get a little bit, but we have maybe the first paragraph of the book, of the story. The 30 minute, we're starting to see something, just not as much as I would like. It's still maybe the first chapter. The hour is definitely what people focus on, but it still doesn't show the whole story as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm a long-time trader, these smaller time frames don't mean too much for me. My 4 hour is what I go through during the day sometimes because I have a fuller picture. As you can see, the trade has been really crazy and it's been fun. And my favorite is the day trade. Now the day trade gives me the fuller picture of this trade so I can see what the whole story is. It goes back to April of 2015. That's a good 3.5 years in my book. What do you think? So every now and then I will go into the week, and as you can see, this is where I find my stop loss. It's turned around. It's no longer this low. So if you look to your left and go back to July of 2015, you can see that it was in this area. And during this time, it took off and went up, crazy up. So it's definitely gonna work. And that's how I can see, hey, you know what? I might need to move my stop loss. This time, I do not. We're doing very well. And once again, when I go back to my day, I need to adjust my chart so the whole picture is there. And that happens occasionally. Needless to say, it makes life very interesting. But I also make it where the trade, I can set it and leave it. I don't have to stare at the charts. I don't have to stare at my phone. I can enjoy life. And isn't that what we're looking for? I think it is. So we're going to stop our screen share here for a second because I have something specific I need to talk to you about. September 14th, 15th, and 16th, we are having an international event in Fort Lauderdale, Miami. I'm sorry, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And it is ideal. If you want to increase your business, you want to increase your customers, you want to increase your income, you want to see how people are actually surviving and succeeding, you need to be at the event. And if you want to go to the event and you don't know how to do it through IML, you can contact me and I'll be happy to show you the direction to go to get signed up, to get your ticket, to get to the event. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Now I'm going to take a moment and see if there's any questions that need to be answered. It's all quiet today. Going once, going twice, and gone. Now before I go, people have asked me where I get my trades. Where do I get the signals? Where do I get my information? And that information specifically comes through IML TV or Academy. And the two people I look at the most is Stevenson Lindor and Orrin Wright. Now my sponsor is Tracy Walker, and she is ideal, and she does a wonderful job. But if you can't reach out to her, go ahead and reach out to me, and I will get you where you need to be. And thank you for joining me, and you have a great remainder of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.